Right, hello and welcome to this first pike vlog of the season. It's the 1st of October and ideally it's not been great preparation. It's not stopped raining the last couple of days and the venue we've come to is up and it's coloured, which, you know, learning it this year again, it's going to be tough, but it'll just be good to have that float out today, if I'm honest with you. Just seeing that float out in the water and knowing that any moment it could just slide away, it's good to be back pike fishing. The rods are out behind. What I'll do is I'll go over the two different setups. Anyone who watched the videos last year will have seen me float and me ledger setup, but I will go over them for the people new to the channel and people who are new to fishing and want to get into pike fishing. If you are new to piking and you've never tried it before, you really are missing out. It's like no other type of fishing that you will ever do. You put a dead fish out on the bottom and you know it's dead, and then the float will slowly move and start switching and move off, and there's no other type of fishing where you get that gap to think, is it the monster? It is a truly magical type of fishing, and I really do love my pike fishing. It's going to be a journey this year. I'm going to be doing a bit more river fishing, so that's going to be reflected in the setups. So what I'll do is I'll get one of the rods in and we'll have a look at the setups that I'm going with today and how we go about catching some pike. So yeah, let's have a look at them setups. On the intro there, I completely forgot, promised my cousin Louis a big shout out. So here you go, Louis, there's your shout out on the blog, mate. I go pick my uncle up every week, and he's always talking to me about the YouTube videos for the fishing and watching the videos and talking about fishing, and I promised him I'd give him a shout out on one of the videos. So there you go, Louis, mate. Hope you enjoy the episode and the pike. What I have is a quick change bead at the bottom. What it means is you can quickly take the trace off when you're dealing with the pike and move your rod out of the way. A Fox stubby sinker, and that rubber bit pulls over the top of your eye to reduce tangles. You got your braid. What I use these floats a lot. They are Fox 18 gram slider floats. The weight is 18 gram as well, but it'll take it to there. And these floats give you the great versatile floats because it only goes to there. You can fish a bait off bottom, or like you seen then before, my float was lying over depth by the float depth, and then when the fish moves, it cocks or moves it on the top. Above that is a high vis bead, and that just aims to see in low light conditions if your float is cocked to the knot. Just makes it easier to see. And then above that I've got a Fox float stop, and that is my go anywhere simple pike rig that you'll see me using a lot this season. Yeah, it's a good rig and it works, and of course you just add your pike trace to the bottom and away you go. So one of the first things that I set up when we arrive is the unhooking area. You've got to be prepared for when you don't be confident you're going to get a bite. Set up the area that you're going to fish in and have the relevant tools, forceps, most important bolt cutters for cutting the hooks, you know, to break them up to get them out the mouths, and a good pair of strong pliers. They do cost a bit, but once they're bought they last you a lifetime. But yeah, before the rods are even out, that's the first job that gets done, and have some water at the side to wet it all down. But that's the area ready to go if we get a pike. Right, so that's the swim for today, and as you can see the water is quite coloured. So I've got my left hand rod out into the middle and my pike rod there just fishing the top of the shelf. That's the tactics for today. I'll get the bait tub out and we'll have a look at what baits I've brought with me today and why. Right, so that's the bag I bring with me. It cost me £1 from Poundland and it does the job. And the baits that I've bought for today, is, say I've already opened some of the packets, is smelt, a good all round bait, a bait I have a lot of confidence in. And if I dig down here, herring jacks, and I've got a whole herring on both rods. It's a good bait, you know, for tackling bigger waters. And with it, I am putting some of the Pike Pro oil on as well, and that's on both rods, on top of the shelf and down the middle. So yeah, the smelt will be more if we have a go for wobbling or something like that. But the conditions today, I reckon a nice big smelly bait on the bottom is the way to go. Right, fantastic start to the pike season. £15 exactly on the nose, and the rod was in for about 10 minutes. Good to see that pike float go, I've got to admit, and I have missed it. She's a lovely fish. With me and Steve both on the bank today, a fish this early is a good sign. Keep her out too long because it is still quite warm, and we'll get this lovely fish back. But yeah, fantastic start. So one thing to remember this time of year. So that last clip didn't really go to plan, did it? I was going to say the importance of resting a fish. This time of year the water temperature is a lot higher, and that fish had been sat in the margin for about a good 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes just to recover. Its gills, wait till its gills are ticking over, and that's what I was just about to say before it kind of leaped like a salmon clear out the water. So yeah, important this time of year, and all times of year really, to rest the fish till they look like they're ready to go back. And like you've seen there, that fish was fit enough to jump clear of the net, so it was more than ready to go back. So yeah, it really is important to rest the fish, especially with the pike. Right, so it's been about 10-15 minutes since I put that fish back, and I must admit I've just stopped shaking. You can't beat pike fishing. I love me other fishing, and I really do love me stick float fishing, but with pike fishing, that excitement of seeing that float go for the first time, I can't believe I remembered to put the camera up and start recording the take. I must be getting used to doing videos, mustn't I? But yeah, felt good, felt really good, and like I said, there's two of us on the bank today, so it's a good sign for us both because it's not ideal conditions. So hopefully it's a sign of things to come, and we might pick up another fish each. Would be great. Would be really good if we could both get a fish today. So we're just after midday now, just enjoying my second cup of coffee of the day. Never used to take a stove with me, but this year I am. This type of fishing you sat a lot of the time, and I do think, you know, it is worth having a warm cup of coffee with you. So yeah, the stove will be coming with me every week, and when you're waiting for the bite, it can be a long wait. I've not had a touch since that pike early on. None of us have. There's 4 rods out. We've not had a touch or a sign of a pike. So yeah, bit of a waiting game, but it does feel like something could happen. The water is coloured, which is not ideal, but still got the 2 rods out on a float and a ledger. Just keep topping them up with oil every now and again and casting them back out. But hopefully we'll get one more fish between us before we leave. Right, it's the second pike of the day. Took a full herring, the greedy sod. But it's what the river pike are like, opportunistic. And if you offer them a big meal, a fish like that, about 5.5 pound maybe, more than capable of taking a decent sized meal. River fish with a full set of gnashes and lovely markings. Won't keep it out too long, I'd say, because it is, you know, the wrong time of year to be keeping them out a long time, but we'll get this fish back and get that rod back out on the spot. That's a lovely fish, lovely colours on a beautiful specimen of a fish, lovely colours. Let's get it back. Right, so again, fish has been in the margins resting while I've got put the other rods back out, and the fish has been swimming around on the edges ready to go back. You know, be responsible. You catch the fish and you should do your utmost to return them in as healthy condition as they come out. So this fish is more than ready to go back. So yeah, let's get her back to where she belongs. The session's come to an end now, and yeah, 2 pike is more than I could have asked for. You know, a nice 15 pound pike to start the season is a cracking start to the season, and then obviously a smaller one later on a day that the conditions were terrible. Conditions were terrible today. It's been hard. On socials, you know, it's always the same. I always hate it when one of you catches and one doesn't. I'd much prefer us both to get 1 fish than one person get 2. But that's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Feel very fortunate to have caught that fish today, and I enjoyed that session. Seeing that float go, yeah, really good. Really good to be back out piking, and really good to see that float move along the top and slide away. And I think, you know, thanks to Steve for getting some cracking, you know, footage of the takes and the striking, so it should make, you know, for a good video. Thank you very much for watching. It'd be great if you could like and subscribe to the channel, and tight lines in your fishing. I'll catch you all next time.